It helps when you turn the microphone on. Can you hear me now? Oh my goodness, that was one of the most embarrassing things I've done on a live stream ever. Plus, it's also one of the things that happens when you've got an external microphone. These kinds of things happen. But I use the external mic because the normal microphone within the camera really, really sucks. Can you hear me now? You can see the microphone thing running in the distance. But as you can see, I've got pizza stuff going on here. I see a few people in the chat here. I see Ted Thompson, Uncle Chuckles, and Bob the Raptor and Joe. Thank you all for coming in. Hope you guys are having a good evening, or morning, or afternoon, or whatever part of the country you're from. Let me see here. Okay. But as you can see, there's pizza stuff here. I've got fresh dough, which I bought from the store, although it was made fresh there at Kroger's. So let's see what we got now. Got my cheese slicer here for this bit of fresh mozzarella, which is so fresh I haven't taken it out of the pouch yet. Pepperonis for toppings, as always. Pizza sauce for the pizza sauce. And in the oven right there, you can't see it, but I have a brand new pizza stone, which I'm using for the very first time. It's preheating in the oven right now, which will get the crust nice and crispy, which is I'm really excited about. Now, you may notice that I've got a pan here right now. There's two reasons I'm using a pan right now. One, my pizza stone is only 15 inches, and so I want to make it around 15 inches as possible. This is a 16-inch pan, so I think I'll be able to fit everything on there. But there's also a second reason I got here. Is let me look at some YouTube. Looking at a suggestion here. The audio stream's current 0 bit rate. That doesn't make any sense. We recommend that you use stream bit rate of 128. I've said something a little bit higher, but if you guys can hear me fine, then that's fine. But anyway, second reason why I'm using a pizza pan is, in my infinite wisdom, I neglected to buy a pizza peel for that stone, which means there's really no good way for me to load this pizza onto the stone. So I'm using this as sort of an improvised pizza peel. I'll have to buy one next time. But anyway, as you can see, I did a little bit of prep work beforehand because I thought it would be kind of boring to watch me stretch dough for minutes or whatever. But I did some fine. It was fine. Did a little bit of cheating with the rolling pin, but it seems it's going to be fine now. So let's not waste any more time. Let's make some pizza. Oh, let's do waste some time for a little bit because, as is always with my live stream, I got to have a little beverage while I am preparing the pizza. So I'm going to leave the choice up to you guys. Get into my fridge and hope everything is cold. Oh yes, it's cold. I've got some choices for you. Get that out of the way. Plunk this out. You guys are going to decide what I am going to drink first. Yes, beer, pray, indeed. And I think I've only got 2 viewers here, so Bob, you may... I don't know if Bob and Angel count as 2, but yeah. But the first one I got is a cider from Stella Artois. This is a kind of a sort of kind of high-end cider. I think it's kind of nice and semi-fancy tasting. It's not super expensive, but it's all right. It's about 4.5% alcohol, so it's been on the lighter side. But it's a nice, refreshing drink. Second is something called, let me get a little bit closer here, on the right side of the screen. This is Smashed Pumpkin from Shipyard. It says it's an ale with natural flavors. On the back it says, Smashed Pumpkin season with Shipyard Smashed Pumpkin. This big-bodied beer pours a light copper orange with pleasing amounts or aromas of pumpkin, cinnamon, and burnt sugar. Caramelized sugar, that's nice. Balanced by a mild, lingering sweetness and a slightly warm, bitter finish. Smashed Pumpkin is the perfect beer for when temperature starts to drop. To fully enjoy all the flavors, this ale is best drunk at 55 degrees Fahrenheit. I guarantee this beer is a lot colder than that. But it should taste fine. I thought I read somewhere that's got pumpkin flavor in it somehow, but maybe I misread it. 20 IBUs, a whopping 9% alcohol. This could be good. And the third choice is honestly one of my all-time favorites and easily the costliest of the bunch. Dragon's Milk from, what was it called? It's Dragon's Milk from the New Holland Brewing Company in Holland, Michigan. 11% alcohol. This is a bourbon barrel-aged stout. I've had this beer more than a few times. This is an absolutely excellent beer, so this is nice. So, while I put a few ingredients and such together, I'm going to leave the choice up to you. Which one should I drink? The cider, the pumpkin beer, or the barrel-aged stout? Leave your answers in the chat right now. Let's see who's there. But right on waiting for your response, let's get some sauce on this pizza. Pop that open. Joe says dragon beer from Bob the Raptor. I'm sure Joe would like that, and tell Joe that he'll like it not just because of the 11% ABV, but because it's got a very, very nice flavor to it. It's very, very smooth. I don't remember it tasting kind of burny as well, so let's start with this again with the sauce. I'm just going to move this slicer out of the way. Give me a little bit of room to work with. And in case you were wondering, I have preheated this oven to 475 degrees. The Pizza Stone directions recommend actually 500, but I'm being a little bit of a chicken. I'm going to go a little bit less than that. But it shouldn't take very long to cook, maybe about 10 or so minutes. Once I'm done with all these ingredients. There we go. Tiny bit more sauce. Pizza is so tasty. It'll be tasty when it's done. And I'm just saying words because I like to say words. So let's take a look here. James Nimshira, I apologize if I butchered that name. This votes for the pumpkin beer. So wait. So Joe says the dragon beer. Bob says the smashed pumpkin. James says smashed pumpkin. I think there's one more person in the chat, and I don't know if they're listening at all. So yeah. Oh, I'll let Bob the Raptor be the judge. So it looks like the pumpkin beer is the winner. So I'll toss this in the sink. Close that up. Put these off to the side. And so Shipyard Smashed Pumpkin, 9% ABV, 20 IBUs. I'm expecting a malty, kind of sweeter kind of beer. Maybe not too much if it's a high ABV. Almost hurt myself, and because it's in a can, I don't have to pop a top. So, let's see how we go. I like it, but I think it's the wrong season for this. I guess they released this beer like really, really soon, just to... Why, I have no clue. This is definitely not a beer to drink during the summers. Definitely more of a cooler weather beer. But it's still really, really good. It's got that pumpkin flavor to it. Not a pumpkin spice flavor, although it's got a tiny bit of that. But it's got a genuine pumpkin flavor, which is not bad at all. Okay. So now let's get some cheese on this pizza. And we're going to use this fresh mozzarella here, as you can see there, and see there. Now, from my experience, you can't really shred this stuff. It's way too loose. It's not really solid enough. It's not really sharp enough, if you will, to make it shreddable. This is a high moisture cheese. So I'm just going to use my slicer and cut into thin slices. Make sure I get enough coverage. so slippery, so slimy. Here's a good way to hold it. Oh my goodness. That ain't the thinnest, but it ain't the thickest. Put that in the middle. Stuff is so difficult to handle. I'm going to complain about this all video. That was horrible. What's the best way to hold this? It's one of those times I wish I sort of had a deli slicer. Although I don't know if that would work for this kind of cheese either. Maybe here a while here. A lot of mammals are trying to make 2020 faster by moving fall up. It's not really a bad idea. If that's the case, let's make it go even faster. Oh, maybe drunk that a little too fast. Anyway, get a bigger slice here. That's a good thin slice. I totally forgot how soft genuinely fresh mozzarella is. Alright. Editing. Yes. And yes, I am using fresh mozzarella. I'm a sucker for this stuff. The fresh stuff has the high moisture content. The other stuff is what they call low moisture. Whether that means anything, well, obviously it does mean something, otherwise I wouldn't be using it. Ah, crap. Of course, the disadvantage of being that it's so soft, it's hard to handle. Slicey dicey, neepy knifey. In the style of the Swedish chef. Sleazy, slicey, neepy knifey. Let's see here. Let's. I'm going to spread these out a little more because I'm afraid it's might not cover the entire pizza, and if it doesn't, and if it does, well, I'll take the leftover bits and chop them up appropriately. I need to find a better way to slice fresh mozzarella. Either that or just use the cheap stuff, the cheap low moisture stuff that comes in bags. Alright, this will work, I think. Okay. This is the big old blob. I'll just shrink that up a little bit. A little piece. Right there, right there, right there. Working hard, sweating hard. Work hard, sweat hard, drink hard. It's gonna be hard to get used to that beer. Although maybe when the stream's over and things cool down, it'll be a little bit easier to drink, but we'll see. Alright. That's getting closer. You know what? I'm going to do this the sort of easy way. Chop it up into little slices the rest of the way. In hindsight, this is probably a bad idea. Although it might taste really good. And that's all that matters in the end. Well, chopping up the last bits of this pizza, how has everybody's week been? My week's been kind of, I don't want to say dull, boring, but still working from home like I have been for the last 5, nearing 6 months. I've pretty much gotten used to it by now, but still, it's kind of weird. Slice. Bit there. Slice. Bit there. Slice. Almost done. I got maybe 2 more places where I can 2 more pieces out of this. So there we go. Where's a good place to put this? Right there, maybe. And oh, I got a better idea. Off of there, right there, and then I put this right here. Okie dokie. So now, what do I do next? Of course, the last ingredient, which is the pepperonis. Let me just check real quick to see what time it is. Oh my god, this stream's going by pretty quick. I might make this in under an hour, which would be terrible for you guys, but oh well. I'll figure out a way to fill some time. Yeah, there's 2 other beers to drink, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's center this on the camera, or at least on the cutting board. Now, how am I gonna spread these pepperonis out? Anybody in the chat room got any ideas on how to spread these pepperonis out? Just, let's just see. Joe's, Bob the Raptors has been a good week. And Joe and I have moved our local Wednesday to Facebook. I remember you mentioned that in the live chat beforehand, since the local stuff's not doing so well on YouTube, which, like I said, makes unfortunate sense because YouTube tends to rate things that a lot of people are familiar with higher. From a business point of view for YouTube, it kind of makes sense. It also makes sense why people wouldn't really view it since it's not really in their area, unless a lot of your viewers are from your neck of the woods. But yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. Don't want to put the pepperonis too close together. I've run into that problem many times and they've been stuck together. Actually, what I'm gonna do something kind of mathematical or geometric. 3, 4, 2, 3, if that makes any sense at all. Nice little asterisk pizza there. Which is usually how I arrange my frozen pizzas when they come in, or when I cook them. They seem to have a perfect number of pepperoni, so that you get so that you get 6 slices out of them. I mean, also another question for the crowd here, for those that are watching or don't have this on mute or working while watching or streaming or whatever. How do you like your pizza cut? In triangles or in squares? This is the scene. So Bob says pepperoni should be close but not overlapping. That seems to be the logical thing to do. And so that's kind of what I'm doing right here. Here we go. Plop. Blop. Top. Bob says again, triangle pizza pray. See, for me, it really depends on the thickness of the pizza. If it's square pizza in squares, circle pizza in triangles for James. For me, it really depends on the thickness of the crust. thin crust pizza should be in squares, or can be in squares, but the thick crust pizza should be in a triangle cut. Although James makes a good point with the square pizza. I mean, with square pizzas, it's only really makes sense to have it in square pieces, no matter how thick the crust is. Very good point. But I didn't even notice my pizza is completely topped. I still have some pepperonis up here, so into my mouth they go. 1 pepperoni, 2 pepperoni, 3 pepperoni, 4. And wash it down with some smashed pumpkin. All right. Let me wash my hands real quick since they're greasy. There's the hands. Accidentally opened the fridge, but I don't need to worry about that. In fact, while I'm thinking about the fridge, I'm gonna put the cider and the dragon's milk in there right now. Keep them cold for later. Ouch! Nearly snapped my arm in the process since it's still healed from smashing it or breaking it in that bike accident a few months ago. But anyway, Bob says if you got for overlap pepperoni on a non-thin crust, it takes longer to cook. Caulk 666 says, hey, mix all them beers together in a big cup and down the hatch. Pizza looking good. Well, you got a wacky idea there. I'm not willing to do that with all the beers. Maybe I'll do like a little 6-ounce thing at the end. As one of the channels I used to watch a lot, Reckless Eating, would call it a skank concoction. It's been forever since I've seen that channel. I gotta catch back up on that. It was one of the channels that got me into food YouTube way to begin with. Them and Cult Moo, man, I miss those days. I gotta binge watch that stuff this evening. Either that or binge watch, I've already seen it, seasons 1 and 2 of Cobra Kai on Netflix as one of my favorite shows. But I've told Bob that already. So now, here comes the moment of truth. This is going to be very, very difficult since oh God, I don't know how I'm going to do this. For those that are just tuning in, I had the misfortune of not getting a pizza peel, which is going to mean taking this and putting it on the stone. Very, very difficult. So the only other thing I could do is put the stone maybe here, but I don't want to burn it, so take a little insurance and put some foil on a cutting board. And get rid of any junk that might be in the way that could become incendiary. Don't need these anymore. Yeah, just toss them somewhere. These, yeah, again, toss them somewhere. Toss that somewhere. Oh, goodness. How am I going to pull this off? But I'm doing it live, so if I fail, at least it'll be entertaining. And then I can order Domino's. Okay, now this stone has been preheating for about 45 minutes, so it's probably hot as hell. Bit of confidence. Pair of pliers on the pan instead of a pair of pliers on the pan is. Of a pan. Well, my concern is getting this off of the pan. I tried to do something by flouring up the pan and putting some olive oil on it, but it seems to have gotten stuck to it. Oh my goodness, why did I not think of this stuff ahead of time? Well, let's see here. Oh, I love problem solving in real time in front of an audience. Spatula. Oh no, it's not going to work either. I'm going to do something real quick. Goodness me, why did I not think this ahead of time or think this through? This is what happens when you're smart like me. You do really, really, really stupid things and look really, really stupid. Ooh. You know what? Right now I'm thinking maybe I have to abandon the pizza stone for the moment. Blow some air under it and slide it off. Well, it's too thick to do that, so. Well, let's take a look at this. Anyway, ooh, hot. But that's okay. You know what? One thing I need to do anyway. Take my stone, flip it over. Let's think this through. Hold on a second, I got a cockamamie idea that's so stupid it just might work. Let's see, parchment paper. Do I have enough left? My cockamamie idea is to take parchment paper, put it on top of the pizza, and flip it. Can of compressed air for cleaning your keyboard. I would rather not do that even if I had one, because have you tasted stuff that comes from that? Ugh, I don't want that on my pizza. But anyway, I'm going to take this, put it over the top, slam it down, or at least try to, and see if I can't. Okay, I think this is as good as I'm going to get it. And once this is off, I'm going to do what one of the pizza things says and spread some cornmeal on it, which is what they suggest putting on the stone anyway. I figure that'll put a lot of friction between the pan and the pizza once I've got it off, so just to add some friction before I slip it into the oven. In fact, I should probably open it up first. I knew it was going out for a reason, but anyway, there's that. So now, get this out of the way since that was a bad idea, or don't need it. Okay, so this will either be a brilliant idea or a total failure, which you will witness live, which is also funny. So anyway, parchment paper attempt. Wish me luck. This way. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I think I got it over okay. But now it's separating the pan from the... Oh! Something's coming off slowly. I think that's as good as it's going to get. Let's see now. Apply cornmeal. I'm going to put it over the sink. Okay. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Actually, maybe the separation is just enough to... I got another idea. Take out a little insurance flour. Probably what I should have done in the first place. Upside down pizza. This might be a new craze here. Or an abject failure, but either way, it's science. As Adam Savage said, the only difference between science and screwing around is writing it down. Although I'm not writing it down, I'm just recording it for evidence. Okay, I think this is as good as it's going to get. Alright. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Abort. 3, 2, 1. Oh boy. 3. Seemed like a good idea on paper. The parchment paper looks decent. It doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look bad either, and it's sliding along very, very well. Well, that went as... To tell you the truth, that went better than I thought it would. I thought it would be horrible, but let's just clean it up a little bit. Problem solving. Well, lesson learned here is flour the bottom of your pizza before putting it on anything so you can slide it out. It makes me think this probably would have happened if I'd used a pizza peel anyway. So, again, flour the bottom of your pizza before doing anything with it. So now, the fun part. And yep, that worked. Alright, let's do this. Hotter than normal. Oh, I made a boo-boo. The pizza's bigger. Yeah, hot. Oh, this is probably a bad idea. Oh man, the pizza's not centered. I knew it. Well, you know what? I'm gonna slide it in further. You know what? I'm gonna go with it. As is. Timer for 12 minutes. 9 out of 10 great. James says 9 out of 10 great form. Well, this is why I was kind of hoping I had a bigger pizza stone, just because, well, what happened was the lip of the pizza, the one edge, went over the stone ever so slightly, but most of it was good. Bob the Raptor says no burns. Well, that's the good sign. Yep, so no burns. So let me turn the light on. The pizza on the oven. If I had thought this through ahead of time, I would have taken this camera here, put it onto there. But you know what? Hold on a second. First off, I'm gonna unattach this here and get some wackiness on the overhead shot. But you know what? First, nah. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Got this USB cord here. Apologize for the weirdness here, but as you can see, or possibly see, right there at the front, right towards the oven, the lip of the edge of the pizza is just a little bit over the stone. It's not going to cook about the same, but you know what? At this point, I'm just going to go with it. Oh boy. So there is what is going on with the pizza. You know what, I'm just going to put it back up to its normal position and click, click, boom. Get everything all squared away so the wire, the USB cord isn't in my way, and that'll do. While I'm sweating my everything off. So, from one crisis to another, although I would call this not really a crisis, it's still going to cook, but that part of the crust is probably not going to be as crispy as something else. And one thing I forgot to put on that is the cornmeal, which maybe just forgot to do, just being in a panic rush or whatever. So anyway, it's my first time doing this, so I'm going to learn some stuff. And you're going to learn some stuff from me screwing up. I need more of this. So, 9 minutes to go. So, does anybody here have any interesting or different plans for the weekend at all? Myself, not really so much. Although, one thing I do have to do this weekend is, I didn't make a video of this, but I made some beer about a month or so ago. It's in the secondary right around that direction of my house. And I need to rack it into my keg. So I'll be tasting some homemade blonde ale, though it looks more like an amber ale, sometime in the future. So that'll be fun. Let's see, Bird Runner 2011 says, "Go Dayton Flyers." No, go Dayton Flyers. And I will do one chug for now. I will not totally chug this craft beer. Now, the cider, on the other hand, is a completely different story. Yep. Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah, no. This stovetop is getting kind of hot. Not hot enough, I think that'll burn this. Actually, wait. It's alright. A little bit of cleaning up here. Put this away. Chuck this. Anything else? Chuck this. Chuck this. Chuck this. Chuck this. And that. Fat load of good this was. Put it off to the side. Chuck this. Yes, Bryno's Claw made the beer parade. That is awesome. I mean, you've said that so many times. It always humbles me when you say that. But when you gain experience, I won't say it becomes second nature, but I will admit I have some help. I've got, as I've said many times, an app on my phone. I can't really remember what it's called. Heck, my phone's right over there. I'll tell you what it's called. The app that I use for making beer, or at least to help me concoct recipes. It's called Wort, or my version. I got the paid version called Wort Pro. It's a very, very nice app. And by the way, that there was not spit. That was sweat coming from my face. Good God. Dragon beer parade after the pizza is out. But I have to finish this in about 6 minutes. And this is not a chugging beer by any imagine. Oh, but oh! I heard something. Let's see. Open this up real quick. Oh. Yeah, no. Nothing to worry about. So anyway. More talking. Shut that fridge. Oh. What's going on here? Oh. Something's happening here. The door is not shutting completely. Thanks for the warning. that better? Ah, that's better. One of the, was it Dragon's Milk bottles was preventing it from closing. Thank you so much, James, for the heads up. Anyway, hi. More sipping of the smashed pumpkin. Not to be confused with Smashing Pumpkins, which is something I've been listening to off and on when I'm working, just playing my own 90s rock playlist on Spotify. For those of you that are working from home, if at all, do you have any interesting playlists that you listen to? Or even just listen to in general? If you're just like just doing work or whatever, just want some kind of background noise. That's the biggest thing that I've had to adjust to, at least initially when working from home. I mean, yeah, you got normal office sounds in the office. You get none of that working from home. It's just a eerie quietness if you're intent on doing something. So, since I was born in the early 80s, but mostly grew up in the 90s, I just listen to a 90s rock stuff. So, anyway, what's we got here? Jameson's like, I think I did. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. Oh, this is looking. Well, I think I know what the bubbling is. I think some of the tiniest bit of the pizza crust is on the rack there, and that might be part with the sauces. I don't know, but I don't think it's a bad thing. So anyway, pumpkin pray hit the smash. Oh my goodness, Bob, you are all right. Is Joe taking over the computer for you? Oh my goodness. 3 minutes, 43 seconds to go here. So anyway, if you haven't answered by now, your favorite track to listen to or favorite playlist to listen to when working from home, or just for general casual listening. I mean, when I first started the working from home bit, I had, or before the work from home bit, I was listening to I wasn't even listening to anything at work, but I had my radio set to the local sports radio station, ESPN in the morning, whatever it is. But during that first month of work from home, there's literally nothing in sports going on, so I didn't really want to listen to that. So I set my Spotify to, what was it? Like classic rock. But then some of that, there was the person who was there doing that put tracks on it that I didn't really like, so I switched it to wrestling themes. Now, not so much. Not even doing anything on it right now, except just listening to, like I said, 90s music and work. So, anything new? Nope, nothing new. Well, we've got 2 minutes and 36 seconds to go on the pizza. Let me think. I got an idea. When I handled the pizza stone with my oven warm, whatever I can't remember what these things are called. I'm just sweating and thinking too much. It didn't really burn at all. It didn't really feel bad. So I think I can handle these fine and just try and slide it off onto this cutting board. Bob says, don't know, spend a lot of time watching friends' YouTube videos. That's another thing that I kind of do in my free time, like just watch random YouTube stuff. I will confess I don't really watch a whole lot of other food stuff unless I got a particular question. The kind of YouTube stuff I just kind of sort of watch casually is more video game channels, believe it or not. Handful of it was with retro gaming, handful of it was just maybe just like top 10 videos of like most irritating thing about X types of game, blah 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 blah, that kind of stuff. New Age Outlaws. Oh, you didn't know? Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. So, oh my goodness, Bob and Joe, you guys got to do something like this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and no, that's not it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Generation X proudly brings to you its WWF Tag Team Champions of the World, the Road Dogg Jesse James, the Badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws. I'm sorry, I had to do that. Thank you, Berg Runner, for giving me the inspiration. If you want to watch some food stuff, I always suggest checking out Natty Matson. I'll have to take a note of that. But again, Burke, thanks for the inspiration. And if you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. I won't say it, otherwise YouTube will be mad at me. Bob, you know about that. Or Joe will know about that, but anyway. That was awesome. Oh my goodness, 26 seconds, so pizza is nearing completion. Some more of the pizza's sliding off, but most of it's still on. Well, I think I know what's going on. The cheese is sliding off on one of the edges, but most of the pizza's intact. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As I burp. 0. Oh my goodness, smoke. Stop. Oh, that's what this thing was up. Stuff was dripping. And it's not that bad. What do I do? You see smoke, but there's no fire. Oven is off. Get that off now. How am I going to do this? Yes, that worked. You know what? Just to be safe. Yeah. I think that will do. That was good. To be safe. And throw this away. But look at this. Oh wow, that is solid. That's a crispy, crispy crust. The design of the pepperonis is kind of shifted a bit, but other than that, I'd say it looks pretty nice. So nice, in fact, I think I'm going to snap me a live thumbnail for that. Here we go. 16 by 9. There we go. That's an awesome live thumbnail. So anyway, let's let this cool for a little bit. Let me think. But should I slice it now or later? On the downside, I think the pepperoni shifted enough that I can't really cut it articulately like I wanted. But you know what? This kind of oblong shaped kind of pizza is actually kind of nice. It has a sort of handcraftedness to it, if that makes any sense. But I love how solid the crust is. I've never gotten that from homemade pizza, ever. James says later. And then Bob says pizza, pizza, roar. This is a pizza. This looks like a pizza worth the roaring for. And I think I'll get into the point where I can do the dragon's layer, not the dragon's layer. With Dirk Daring. My dragon's milk as soon as I finish this, which I'm about to do right now. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna get them both out. Drink some dragon's milk while enjoy the pizza. And maybe establish a tradition by ending each video with a chug. And chug me a Stella cider. Best of both worlds. But first things first. Actually, you know what? I'll do both. Off camera, I got a little bottle opener there. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna take this off again. If I can reach this far, I'll show you the bottle opener. So anyway, here we are. Nope, that's me. See the mess I've got right here. And right around there. That is my bottle opener, which I just used. Now, back to me. And let's switch to full on main only mode since we're done with the cooking. And there we go. Put that. I knocked over the can, but it's empty, so that's okay. That's what I love about OBS. It's just I can do a lot of camera modes and a lot of weird things. So anyway, Pizza Prey is shaped like Europa, squeezed by Jupiter's gravity, which is awesome. Joe says you are a nerd raptor. He's not wrong, but there's nothing wrong with that. So anyway, I don't know if this pizza's cooled off enough, but I think it's okay. Before I take a taste of that though, a sip of some dragon's milk. I remember why I love this stuff. Yes, yes. And by the way, this stuff is not cheap. I got a 4-pack of this at a place called The Market on, what's it called, on Wilmington Pike. It was 16 bucks for a 4-pack of this stuff. But it's worth every dollar. This stuff is worth it. But that pizza won't eat itself, so let's get to it. If I can find it. When it's a small one, I want the big one. Here, big pizza cutter. Let's see what's a good way to. And I probably should have not have. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put it back up just for the last minute or so. I love it when I think these things through. So you can see the nastiness of my setup and how thrown together it is. So anyway, let's get back to the overhead shot. Split screen, bada bing, bada boom. Realest cook in a room, how you doing? And that guy got fired for a good reason. But anyway. Let's see here. Ooh, that feels kind of good. Let's see there. I guess I'm gonna do 6 slices because I like big slices of pizza. One more. A little bit more here. You won't get that at a Domino's or Little Caesars or Pizza Hut, especially not Pizza Hut. Anyway, I killed the chat feed if there is any left. Joe is like Dragon Beer Prey. Like Dragon Beer Prey? It is Dragon Beer Prey. Oh, and oh, is it glorious. Ugh, ugh. Let's see, this pizza is equally glorious. Let's see, what's a good slice to take? I'll do this one. Oh, wow, I'll put that up there. One thing I can tell instantly is that while the pizza is sort of floppy, it's definitely got a firmer feel to it underneath than I've done with other homemade pizzas I've made in the past. Which makes me think that this is going to be insanely good, but it's hot enough that it's burning my hands. So now, let's see. Yep, I'm going to get the cider ready. I'm not going to waste a hot mouth on good beer, so I'll just do the less expensive cider. Whether this is Dragon Beer Prey, 4 paper rectangles a bottle. Yes, but like I said, it's worth every paper rectangle, Bob. Ooh, I'm drooling just thinking about it. The beer and this pizza. So let's do the pizza part first. So here we go. Homemade pizza with my brand new pizza stone. That took a little more work than I thought to make. Cheers. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dig it? See what I did there? Oh man. I wish there was Taste-O-Vision here. You ought to taste that stuff. That is fantastic. Oh my goodness. All the flavors are there. It's definitely not something that you would get at a regular pizzeria. This tastes quality. I eat more. I think the crust, the Pizza Stone gave it a very, very, not really a thick crust, but it gave me a very firm texture. It was kind of solid, but the fresh mozzarella did not taste cheap. The sauce was just right. Pepperoni was perfect. Everything just came together so perfectly. I think the Pizza Stone, if I didn't use the Pizza Stone, it probably would have been a very, very floppy, very flimsy. But the high temperature just made it absolutely perfect. I think I'll even eat the crust. Bit my lip, but I don't care. I wish you could eat this pizza right now. I wish you could. It's worth it. See, awesome. Bryno Man was so talented. Oh yeah, claws up. Thank you very much, Bob, for the kind words. Means a lot. In fact, let's celebrate with a sip of dragon's milk. Oh my god, yep. That is a celebratory drink if ever there was one. So despite running into a bit of a crisis with the dough not separating from this pan right here, was able to figure it out, get the pizza onto the stone cooked it magnificently, and oh my god, the rest of this pizza is going to be so amazing and so awesome. I will say, if you make homemade pizzas and you haven't bought yourself a Pizza Stone, do yourself a favor and get one. It's absolutely worth it. Next time though, if I had to do it all over again, I would absolutely flour the bottom of the crust. Not amply, but liberally, if you will. And make sure the pizza's small enough that it can fit on the entire stone. Oh my goodness, am I covered in sweat? Yes, I am covered in sweat, but hey, making good pizza takes hard work. And the hard work was definitely worth it. So before I sign off for today, I promised you that I would chug a cider here. But you know what? Hold on one second. I'm going to go back off camera and get something I can chug that out of. I'm not going to chug it out of a bottle. I suck at chugging stuff out of a bottle. 1 second as I go around the camera right here. I should probably do this from now on out. Clink, 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 clink. Take the money to the bank. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, whew. Thought I knocked over one of the lights. But anyway, as you can see, I've got something in my hand here. Oh, yeah, I'll show it right here. Got a pint glass, but not the same pint glass. For the Flyers fan in amongst the 5 of you, a Dayton Flyers pint glass. D-A-Y-T-O-N Y-T-O-O-O-O-N. Dayton Flyers, go UD. Go UD in the name of Stella Cider. That made no sense, but I'm happy because the pizza was good, so I'm gonna... Or maybe the smashed pumpkin's getting to me. Perhaps all of the above. Alrighty. Chug apple beer prey. Well, technically this is not a beer because there's no hops and there's no malt. This is all apple juice or raw apple cider since it's not processed or whatever. This is just pure apple juice, so it's technically not beer. Bob, you're more of a, what was it, Joe calls you a nerd. He can call me a nerd. I'm more of a beer, alcohol, booze nerd. That's just who I am. But, anyway, that being said, this cider will not chug itself. So, here we go. Stella Artois Cidre, as it might be pronounced in whatever country it comes from. It's imported, I think. Where does it come from? Where does it come from? European style cider. It's still good, but still. Produced. Oh my goodness. Produced for Stella Artois Cidre Company, Baldwinsville, New York. I'm disappointed now. But I'll still chug this. So anyway, Stella Artois cider. That's not European. It's actually made in New York. I'm chugging it anyway. 3, 2, 1, go. Ow! So close. So close. Ah! Yay! Celebratory chug. Celebratory pizza. That made no sense. I was sweating my face off from the lights, from the work, because I'm a fat you-know-what. So, I think with all that being said, I think it's time to wrap up this chat here, this live stream. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch me do stupid stuff and do tasty stuff live here. This pizza's not going to eat itself, so I'm going to enjoy this for my late dinner while watching TV over there. So once again, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a great night. Have yourself a great weekend. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Enjoy the weekend. I said it twice already. Booze is getting to me. Farewell in 3... No, I'm not even going to count down. Oh, I'm enjoying the live stream. Am I? Maybe a little too much. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good one.